A Sunday afternoon with the NBA. What can be better? Welcome, everyone, with Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. We are live at the AT&T Center. Welcome to San Antonio for this Spurs home game. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Dennis Rodman is out there with Pippen. Then there's Harper. Then it's Longley and Jordan. And for the Spurs, we've got Dominique Wilkins and Robinson. These Spurs struggled a little bit out of the gates last season.
And that can be expected, Kevin. I mean, a veteran team, they understand how they have to pace themselves into the season, so they won't go full speed out of the gate typically.
And the Spurs start out with the ball. And Doris Burke caught up with Coach Greg Popovich. Doris?
When I asked him what they're looking to do on the offensive end, he said, well, I'll tell you what we can't afford to do. We can't let their shot blockers dictate the outcome because they're always a danger with these guys. Ball movement, he said, is going to be a huge key for them as the game progresses, guys. Thanks,
Doris. It sounds like there's some things in that defense they want to take advantage of.
I think it's all about making sure you get the most out of your 24 seconds every time down the court.
So the San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. And that one's good by Pippen. So going back to what you were saying about the Spurs, you think they'll take it easy until the playoffs?
I wouldn't say easy, but more or less. They'll stay competitive, but they'll try to do just enough to get victories. It's the same with the other veteran teams. They know when they need to turn it on and lay it all out, and November games aren't really the time for those kinds of teams to do that. They can figure out ways to win games without overexerting themselves.
Maybe taking health over seeding.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And so he hits both.
The Bulls only had 13 wins against the West last year. They need to make better progress in that area.
Sometimes your style doesn't fit with another conference. That might be the case with Chicago.
Could possibly be. Excellent point.
Johnson against Harper. The rebound by Johnson. On offense, here are the Spurs. It's a three-point game. He dishes it. Here's Wilkins. Slams it through.
That was vicious. I mean, real vicious. He hung on the rim just to say, you realize this is my basket, don't you?
Yeah, that is a nice finishing touch, Clark.
You think he bent the rim there, Kevin?
I think he did, sure. Look at it. Never misses a thing. Our Sprite Slam Cam, that is, with that last replay. Here's Pippen, following the bucket by the Spurs. Takes it up, connects from in close. Pippen's got his second basket. You know, Clark, going back to the Bulls against the Western Conference, 17 and 13 the prior year, to that 2009. Then they flipped it around.
Yeah, I think they're maturing as a team right now, Kevin. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see them break out and win 20 or more against the West this season.
Here's Rodman after the made shot from Scottie Pippen. And the jam by Dennis Rodman.
The way this man can flush it is one of the reasons he's so much fun to watch.
Well, does he ever show us anything less? He's so dependable.
Always on top of his game.
Here's Johnson. 21 seconds left in the first. Here's Elliott. No luck on the three-point attempt. That will count. Shot is off. And so the end of one sees some big buckets. Spurs out in front, leading by just one.
Well, they're off to a hot start offensively, Kevin. They've been scoring nonstop.
And we'll be back. A closely contested game here at the start of the second quarter. Here's Harper. Taking a look at the Bulls. On out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Pippen and Jordan. A foul called, and he earns a trip to the line. This Spurs team was swept by Phoenix last postseason. First time in the Duncan era they lost to the Suns, Clark, in a postseason series.
And you could almost see it coming, Kevin. I mean, Phoenix was firing on all cylinders, and the Spurs appeared to be a little worn out and not quite able to handle that high-octane efficiency of the Suns. Well, he grabbed that ball right out of the air to pick it off. That's not easy to do. You got to have quick hands to do that.
Here's Robinson, and off the glass as he lays that one up and in. Robinson's got his first bucket in this one. Yeah, thinking about their postseason last spring, Clark, they won the Dallas series, did the Spurs. It looked like it took a lot out of them when they went through those games.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Alex taxed the Spurs quite a bit. And, you know, had it been a different team than the Suns, it could have been a different story in that series, but to have to run with Phoenix after being challenged by Dallas in that series like that wasn't a good matchup for San Antonio.
And all those pick and rolls they had to defend. Phoenix very tough for the Spurs.
You sound like an analyst talking pick and rolls.
Following you. 17 wins on the road with 24 losses for the Bulls this past season.
Yeah, and that's inverse of the home record, and they finished at 41-41 for 2 straight years, Kevin. That's about as middle of the pack as you can get.
Long on him. 13 feet out. Robinson misses.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Johnson against Jordan. Jordan against Johnson. Releases from 15. Can't hit. Chicago takes it the other way. And Clark, our stat guy, follows up on what you just said, saying that they had inverse records for home and away in 2009 as well, if you believe that.
Huh? I mean,
that's what he told me. I'm just reading what
all right,
you're
no kidding. Yeah. I'll take your word for it, but we'll see if they can break that trend this time around to get off of that 500 overall record and flip the script on the inverse home and road record. How about that?
Well said. Right. And then slammed in by Jordan.
That's one of those little things that makes a big difference, you know? A very nice screen set there.
Very unselfish play right there, Clark.
Some guys love to set those hard screens.
And that they make that part of the repertoire. Harper against Johnson. Jump off pass. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Here's Longley. That'll do it for the first half.
Take a look at what Jordan's done. He's got 5 points and 1 rebound. He's trying to put them on his back right here.
Bulls lead by 2.
Thanks for joining us for HP at the half with a terrific game going on out at AT&T Center. Chicago with the lead against San Antonio. Physicality taking over the game. They are muscling their way around the paint. Scottie Pippen playing impressively so far. And what a game from Michael Jordan as well. And for San Antonio, they're looking good in their own right. Some great pressure defense that they're putting on. They've been forcing a lot of turnovers. The human highlight reel certainly playing well so far. Lighten up that scoreboard. He's making it ring like a pinball machine. These two leading their teams in scoring, and it hasn't exactly been a shootout as the numbers indicate. And that's it for now as we send you back out to Kevin and Clark for the second half. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody.
Well, it's been a team as we enter the second half. Both teams going at it. Here's Harper. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. We've got Dominic Wilkins and Johnson. That's the San Antonio 5. Hooked away. Here's Harper. Outside for Pippen. Clock at 4. Let's go with the 3. That's good. Pippen's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, he's really special. The defense has to account for him at all times.
Thinking about this Bulls team knocked out by Cleveland in round 1. Joakim Noah said he wanted the Cavs, but maybe bit off a little bit more than he could chew in that statement.
Well, you know what? It wasn't for lack of effort on his part. I thought he produced at a high level. The Bulls just need to mature a little bit and add an inside scoring presence to be able to challenge the Cavs.
Rodman passes to Jordan for 3. The rebound by Johnson. Spurs trailed by 3. The break is on.
When someone's being that careless and sloppy with the ball, they're begging for it to be taken.
He can get up there, boy. Forget about it. That was spectacular.
I think that got both benches off their seats.
Yeah, they're still standing.
And so here is San Antonio, trailing by 5. He's guarded by Harper. Shoots it, and the shot is good from Johnson. Johnson's got his first points of the game. Here's Harper, looking for his first bucket of the game. Right side Harper from 17 feet out. The shot is off. Now San Antonio the other way. Here's Elliott. Dennis Rodman pulls it in. The Bulls leading by 3.
They'd be smart to hold it now for the last shot.
Outside Pippen. Here's Harper. And oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2.
That's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there. Make him earn his points from the line.
The first one falls. The Spurs making a switch here.
2 shots.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Johnson. Got it up. He gets it up. No good. Some great basketball so far as we end the third quarter.
Jordan with a good game. 7 points, and he's chipped in defensively with a steal as well.
Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. So as we go here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for the Sprite Spark Report. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, well, our spark of the game goes to the Bulls for that major surge. They jumped out early with a big run in the first period, and they've protected that lead since, guys.
Doris, thank you. Big scoring run there was the spark they needed.
Everything started to synergize, and once the ball was rolling, there was no stopping them.
Here's Johnson. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. Long way out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Pippen. Then there's Harper and Jordan. Unloads. Wilkins, no good.
No, sir. It ain't that easy, son. Especially with a top-notch defender breathing right down your neck.
Here's Harper. Up top, Pippen. He's guarded by Johnson.
He's just too quick for his man. Left him in the rearview mirror and knocked it down.
Here's Johnson. 1:26 left in the fourth. Shoots a 3. Got a piece of it. The Bulls leading by 7. Pippen kicks to Jordan. Wilkins picks him up. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
Good on the first, and that stretches their lead to 8.
They've just not been able to contain Jordan. He's got 8 points, and he's had a steal in there, too.
2 for 2, and it's a 9-point ball game.
As a team, they've been perfect from the line in this half. They've made them all. That's a good job, and that's exactly what you want. When you're going to get to the line, take advantage of those freebies.
The shot, no good. So the Bulls will take it the other way. The break is on. Tries to save it, and Chicago turns it over.
Good defensive footwork shut down his path to the basket.
The Spurs making a switch here. Here's Johnson. 42 seconds left in the game. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
Looked like a good ball from here where I sit. Definitely some contact on that shot.
Sinks the first one, and that brings them within 8. Can't connect on number 2.
They can't afford too many missed free throws, Kev. They need every point they can get.
Rodman, defended by Wilkins. Here's Jordan, and a one-handed jam to finish.
I think they've sealed this one. Not enough time left to mount a comeback.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're behind by 10. 26 seconds left to the fourth. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He pumped his team up saying, it's moments like these that you play for. Leave everything you have on the court and play like you know you can. Let's watch, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Chicago with the ball. They played a great fourth quarter defensively, following only 3 points. Knocked loose, out of bounds, and they'll keep possession. Here's Johnson. Jacks up a 3. Can't capitalize. And so it's Chicago winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Doris Burke and the whole crew and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time. But first, let's check out the Jordan Brand Player of the Game.